Hey, okay, so changing my life. These days I'm focusing on, more than focusing, I'm acting in order to change my life in the direction that I decide. So for the last months, I've been most of the time observing at how were my day, what was happening in my days, in my life, and how I was reacting to all that. Because the point is that most of the time I'm just reacting to what happens, to what I feel, especially. And I've spoken of that a lot of times in my previous videos. But basically, what is happening is that I'm feeling things according to what is happening, and I'm feeling ashamed. I'm feeling limited. I'm feeling bad, and according to that, I'm reacting to that. I'm reacting because I assume that what I feel is the reality. It's me. Basically, it's me, and it's the reality. And so if I feel limited, if I feel ashamed, then I don't deserve better. I'm not able to do something else. And based on that, obviously, my life is very, very limited. Okay, so and the more I've been able to observe that and to realize that it's not the truth, it's just a feeling, and that I'm just limiting my life to what I'm feeling right now, what I'm experiencing. And I know that it's wrong because obviously, I've been able to experience other feelings in my life depending on the times, and it's not always the same. And so, just depending on what I'm feeling, what are my emotions, how I relate to the situation, I feel I'm somebody else in a way. So it's not that I'm someone else, but I'm experiencing another part of myself in a way. You know what I mean? So I know that what I'm feeling is just an experience, an experiment, and it's not the truth. It's not myself. It's just, one little part, something that I'm able to experience. So the more I've been observing that, and the more I've been able to say, okay, that's just how I feel. And yeah, I really feel that's the whole truth of me, and that I can't go out of this situation, or at least I'm like that, and I'm limited by that, and that's the way it is. And the more I've been observing at that feeling and realizing that, okay, it's not the truth, even though I feel like I'm limited, but it's not the truth, and I know that. I know that. I just keep that idea. I just kept, a lot of time. I'm keeping this realization, this observation, even though I feel bad. And the trap is, it's always the same. The trap is that you just, when you feel bad, all that you want to do is to flee, to run away from this feeling, and so that it doesn't change anything at all. It's and so this kind of truth you think it is, uh, keeps all its power, because it's okay, you assume that it's the truth, and I don't want to look at that because it makes me feel bad. And so I'm looking at someone else. Maybe I'm turning on the TV and thinking at other things, and all that keeps the situation the same, exactly. So that's the trap. So I've been doing the opposite, trying as much as possible, and I'm just continuing to do that. I know that what I'm feeling is not the truth. I'm observing that, and I feel not very well about a lot of situations in my day. I feel ashamed, I feel limited, and feel bad, and so on. And I keep these feelings, and I observe that, and I look at the situation and say, okay, it's just let's try to look at that from a bigger picture. And it's just what I feel inside. It's not the truth. I can realize that, even though the feeling is still there. And the more I'm doing that, and the more I'm able to detach myself from these situations. So I know that after that I can say, okay, it was not the experiment I wanted, but at that time this is what happened. Now I try to focus on what I want, and that's completely different. I'm not fleeing. I'm not running away from that, and that makes a real difference at first. And I think that's what helped me during these last months to change, to evolve. And I would say I'm in another part of my evolution. And that's very important, I think, to have this first step first, because the other part now is to look at things I want. How I do that? I tend to observe and to focus more on what is of value to my life, what resonates with something better for me. So it can range from the smallest thing in my life to the biggest thing, and everything is important. It it tends to establish a new mindset, a new vision of my life, of what is running me. So I'm observing everything that is of value to me. It can be sometimes just hey, nice building, hey, very nice building, I really enjoy that, and it helps me because it's not just the positive thinking mindset that a lot of people say, yeah, you have to think positive. Yeah, but if a lot of things in my life actually is, I think it's just boring. My life for a lot of things is just boring, and I'm not going to say, yeah, but there are positive things. Yeah, obviously there are positive things, but the thing is that it's boring, and I want to change that. Okay, sometimes it's too limited, it's too bad, it's not what I want, and there's no positive in that in a way. But it's not negative in the same time. It's not negative, it's just the way it is because of what I did, what I believed up to now, and it's just okay, whatever it is, whatever the reasons why I'm here. It's in the end, I have control. That's what matters. I have control, and I, I don't say I have to blame myself, because it's another story which is not good at all. But all that I did up to now, for whatever reasons, doesn't matter, led me to this place, and the result is that I'm not interested. It's not good for me. It's not what I want. Okay, I just observe that. Now I can say, okay, what do I want? That. So I have to observe that. I have to focus on that, and obviously I'm going to move forward in this direction. So, so what is important, I say, is I'm observing things that like a nice building. Hey, nice building. I really enjoy that. And what is interesting in that? It's that it's not just for the sake of having positive thoughts. It's that I really enjoy that, and in a way, it resonates with me, and that inspires me. That just inspires me for a few seconds. That when I'm observing something I really enjoy, it inspires me because it relates to things that are beautiful within me. I think it's really well, I think you understand that. It's you feel good emotions. Okay, if you feel good emotions, that puts you in another state of mind, and you are looking at things another way. You are looking at more connected to what you enjoy in life, what you enjoy in yourself, and your, in a way, maybe your creative power or something like that. So it's just another part of yourself, and if you want to wake up, maybe, in a way, wake up and making more alive this part of yourself, you have to resonate with things that are relating to this part. So everything that I observe, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing that I want, that I'm interested in, and sometimes it can be just, and I really think that's a very powerful thing, to imagine what do I want, what pleases me in my life, or what could I imagine my life could be, that I would really enjoy, and that I could feel really proud and interested in, and so on. So focusing on all that is, yeah, like I said, it's a way to wake up, what I want, and the value in myself, in a way. Okay, so just a point on that. I think that if we want to, or at least it was what I feel, if I want to be able to maybe to feel that I deserve better things. Okay, how do I deserve better things in my life? Because I bring good things to others. Okay, basically the life is very material life. Material life is to bring services and good things to others. Because how do you earn money? First, because you bring a service someone is willing to pay for. whether your boss is willing to pay for your service, or directly a customer is willing to pay for your service or whatever you're doing. So basically, yeah, the way we are living, we are connecting each other, is to bring service to others, and that's a value, and other people will recognize this value and will exchange things with you, and that's the most material part of our life. And sometimes I think we are completely disconnected from that, because most of the time we are employees, and we don't realize that everything is based on the value we can bring. So that's a very important part, I think. If we want to feel we deserve a better things, a better life, we have to focus on what value we bring and what value we can bring. And most of the time we feel we don't deserve much better, because we don't realize that we bring value, and that we are here to bring value, and that we can do better. And that's the big wealth in ourselves, is the value we can bring. That's very important, I think. When we realize that, it changes completely things. And how to be able to find the value in ourselves? It's to observe the value in others, or around us. Everything that has value, if we are able to observe that, we'll be able to connect at some point to our own personal value, because sometimes it's more difficult to find value in ourselves, but we can observe outside of ourselves the values. And it can be very different kinds of things, but yeah, what I said, hey, it's a nice building. Okay, yeah, but the person that created this building, a beautiful building, brought in my life and in the life of people who are enjoying that, in a way, a connection with something beautiful, something of value that inspires them. And that has a real value, because if if you can connect to everything in your life like that, if everything that I'm looking were inspiring me, it's of great value. It really helps me a lot to enhance my improve my life. So everything has a lot of, well, a lot of things have a lot of value, but first we have to be able to realize that it brings me value. Someone in a good mood that I'm seeing today. Okay, I'm meeting someone with a good mood, a big smile, and so on. It's great. It's like fresh air for a few seconds, and it's very good. If I'm able to focus on that, first of all, I can take the most of it. First of all, for me, it helps me really too. It's like a fresh air. The second thing is that I realize the value this person brought to me and to every person she's or he is seeing. So it does have value, a real value, and if you're able to realize that, you're taking the most of it, the most of each situation at first for yourself, and then you realize that a lot of things have some real value for others, and then you realize that you can bring, and you bring obviously real values in your life, so that you deserve much better, because you are able to share more of that. So that's very important, and that's the part I'm into right now. So observing all that has value to me, all that I enjoy, all that I can imagine that would be interesting in my life, that I would enjoy in my life, and all that expand this part in my life, really, because I relate to that. I, in a way, more how do you say, vibrate in a way in this with those kinds of feelings and those kinds of things. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's a process that the more I'm focusing on that, the better for me. So I'll let you know what next, and hopefully I'll have your own comments on what I've said, what you think of that, what you are doing, and I hope I'll talk to you soon. Bye.